All right, so another video about how literally Congress does nothing for us. They will never do anything for us, and they could care less about the American people. Congress cares for nothing but themselves or any sort of special interest group that they may benefit or profit from. So the reason I'm making this video today is I read a letter or I read an article, and it could be false. I don't know, but it's still kind of heart wrenching for the simple fact that there are so many millions of Americans out there that are going to be this way for Christmas. So this 9-year-old boy writes a letter. Said his birthday was November 13th, and he didn't get anything because his grandparents couldn't afford to. And he said that they had been in a car accident. Said that so far this year, they don't have a Christmas tree yet because they can't afford one, and Santa Claus probably won't be visiting his house because they can't afford to, due to medical bills and I guess grandparents possibly just not having the money or being out of work. Uh, but Congress, they get to meet every week and talk about what they're going to do, but oddly enough, they never do anything because Congress and our politicians do not care about us. They could care less what we do, they could care less what we think, they could care less whether we eat today or tomorrow or the next week. They truly do not care. America, stand up. Stand up and start getting these people voted out of office. Stop voting for these people who promise you something and provide nothing, because that's what they do. They tweet, they worry about reelection, and they promise you the world. And when it's all over and done with, you're left with nothing. You're left with nothing but empty promises. Now, mind you, this Christmas, they still get paid. They still get a paycheck. They still get to go to their mansions or their second homes or take vacations, buy $60 and $70 spiral hams, drink expensive cognacs or whiskeys. They have friends and family over. They exchange presents. And do you think they would care about a little 9-year-old boy who's going to wake up to nothing? No, they don't. They could care less. It will be the working class Americans, such as myself, my wife, and so many other millions out there, who will actually donate and provide for people like that, because Congress won't. They don't care about us in America. I know I'm tired of it, and if you're not and you want to live like this, then I don't know what to say. But I know of too many millions and millions of Americans have got to be tired of Congress promising they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and they don't. And I'm not talking about just a stimulus check. I'm not talking about that. My wife and I are fortunate enough that we do have educations and we do have good jobs, and we are able to provide for our family and have a home and have food on the table. And we are going to have hopefully a wonderful Christmas with family, and I'm very fortunate for that. And I know that God has provided us with so much, because if you don't start asking for God's help, I can guarantee you that Congress will not give it to you. Washington, D.C. will not give it to you, because Washington, D.C. and all the politicians out there could care less about you. They don't care about you. They don't care what happens to you. The only thing they care about is you vote for them and put one of their yard signs out. That's it. That's it. They don't care. They never will care. They used to care, but they don't care anymore. If they're not going to give a stimulus check, which I don't really care if I get one or not, if they're not going to give one to the millions of Americans who actually need it, then stop talking about it. Just tell us that you're wasting each other's time in D.C. You're wasting American people time, Americans' time. You're wasting tax dollars, and just at least tell us the truth, because you don't ever tell the truth. You're nothing but crooks and liars. That's it. From governors and lieutenant governors to Senate members to House members, uh, from any politician that you can think of outside of local politics, they're nothing but crooks and tyrants. And by gosh, people, America, we need to get them voted out. We need to start running for office. We need to run as independents. We need to just. I'm so frustrated right now of reading and hearing about so many stories about how so many people are suffering right now. Businesses are shutting, restaurants are shutting because you've got governors and Senate members or House members, whoever the case may be in these states and throughout the federal government, saying, don't do this, don't do that. No, you can't open this, but you can open that. You can't eat here, but you can eat there. Um, You have curfews, you have this, you have that. And it goes from your governors to your senators to your House members. And it's only going to get worse because the more they get away with not doing anything, the more they're going to not do anything because they're still going to get paid. So I just want to thank the American people out there, all the Americans who actually make this country run and make this country what it is. Thank you. Thank you. You know, our first responders, our doctors, nurses, teachers, and so many more that I'll leave out that I don't mean to, are what make this country run. And there are so many of those people who won't even be able to spend Christmas with their families because they're going to be working, while our fat and happy politicians who do nothing but lie to us will be able to spend Christmas with their families around a big Christmas tree and a big festive dinner while they laugh and joke about how they do nothing. They don't care about you, America. And if you haven't realized that yet, and you're not planning on doing anything about it by getting out here and being active, and I'm not talking about in a violent way, I'm talking about getting these politicians voted out. Hold them responsible for what they say when they campaign. Hold them responsible. And if they don't do what they say they're going to do, then vote their heinies out. I know I'm just ranting here, and I feel like I'm repeating what I just put up on my channel a week or so ago, but I am just getting fed up with it because so many millions of Americans, we have to rely on the government sometimes. Not, and I shouldn't say we. There are so many people that rely on the government sometimes who are hard workers, but their businesses have been shut down or their jobs have been taken away due to coronavirus, that they're depending on the government to help, and the government's doing nothing. Absolutely zero, because they want to argue and bicker. Everybody wants to be a chief and not an Indian. You can be the chief every once in a while, and you can also be the Indian. You can listen to what others have to say and take into account that you're not really working for yourself. You're just trying to piss off the person in the aisle next to you with not having the understanding that it's actually affecting millions of people. Congress, you do nothing for us. You don't care about us. And unfortunately, that's what America's coming to. Promises, 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 with nothing to show for it. So thank you, hardworking American people, for what you do. And I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and God bless us. God, please bless us. Because we know that Congress isn't going to help us, and we know, God, that you're the only one that can. Thank you for watching True Patriot 09.